Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Paint Party live stream. This is my live stream. It is my Learn to Paint journey, and I meet with you every week here in my studio. It's so good to be back with you every Monday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's great to be back in the studio with you this evening, and I hope you're having a great week. It has cooled off here in the Black Hills. It is beautiful. It is also the week of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. So there are anywhere from 400 to 700,000 motorcyclists in our area over the next week. So the windows are open, so you may hear rumblings up and down Main Street as we go through the evening. But if you've been here before, you know how this live stream works. It is really laid back. I enjoy interacting with you throughout the live stream, so feel free to make comments, ask questions. You can do so wherever you're watching via the comments on the platform, wherever you find this live stream. But we are going to, jump right in. I'm going to get my cameras turned around, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what we are doing this evening. All right, let me switch you over to this camera. That way I can get this set up on my canvas. We are going to be doing, I have been working over the last week or so on a Mastercopy. And so we're going to continue working on that, and we may dive into another one by the same artist, but I would like to... I would like to do that this evening. So, sorry, I'm doing 2 or 3 things at once. All right. That is set up. I think that is good. So, I am doing a Mastercopy from a contemporary artist. Oops. No, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And what I love about his work is that he is really good at light and dark, particularly in landscapes. So we worked with, over the last couple weeks, we did the Thomas Moran, and then we did the Thomas Moran Master Studies. And then we also did the Bierstadt last week with the waterfall and the kind of cascade coming down the mountain. And so this time we're going to work with a contemporary artist. Let me show you what we're going to do, or what I've been doing. Let's see. All right, here is the reference photo. This is the painting, and this is my version of the painting so far. And I have the other right here next to me. I have a printed copy of his version. So I've done a couple of layers on this, but it is pretty dry, so we can work on it. Again, this is just a master study. What I really want to learn is how to create that sense of vitality in the painting, that sense of, hey, Olan, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for popping in. I hope you are having a good week. What I want to explore is this sense of vibrancy that he creates in his work, the sense of light. And I think this is really defined by the edges of the painting as he does. So that is what I've been looking at over the last week or so. And that's what we're going to continue tonight. And then we may also work on another of his paintings if this one gets relatively done. So that is what we're doing this evening, y'all. That is what we're up to. I hope everybody's having a great week. Hope your week is going well. And you are off to a good start. Let's see. Again, you can comment wherever you're watching and ask questions and make comments as we go through the evening. Let me get my apron on. That way I don't paint on my clothes. That's always a good thing. Good thing not to paint on your clothes. We'll see. All right, when I look at this, I really want to look at what is working and what is not working and begin to kind of go from there. So that's what I'm going to do. There is a lot of background noise, and I apologize about that. Oop. Sorry, my camera kind of sneezed. Not sure what happened there. Kind of went out. All right. So let's look at this. What we're going to do, or what we need to do first, is kind of look at what is working. I think overall it's working, like everything's kind of laid where it needs to be. But now it's really, how do we refine what is going on here? How do I refine what is happening in here? Everything's kind of placed where it's meant to be, I think. But now we need to just refine it. So that is the question. And I left my other paintbrushes downstairs. So, bummer. All right, we'll have to make do. So, the first thing I kind of want to do is, I think just moving from back to front, I want to kind of refine this master study. So let me look at this. I want to start here because I think this is pretty good. But I want to start here and start refining the detail on these forms and see if I can create the illusion of more detail. So I want to make sure again that we are placed in the right place. Huh. So this is actually where the top of the, so let's correct that then. see what we can do. This is incorrect in that at first kind of let me also kind of see really should be over here a ways. Apparently, this first kind of sense of what's yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so this is actually where that it just looks, that's what your eye can really fool you. Yeah. Yeah, even some of this is apparently okay. So what we need to do is adjust this little by little. Okay. So I want to take a little bit of this. What I'm trying to do is warm this up a little bit. Give us that. I'm testing this on the testing it on the printout of the painting itself, because again your eyes just kind of deceive you. Again, we're doing a master copy of this painting by a contemporary artist. Let me see. So what I'm trying to do now is Then there's a so it's just amazing to me, like how much, like the distance that is, like how much depth there is in this painting. And I'm not sure exactly how he creates that feeling of all these layers. It looks, I mean, it looks like a photo. It looks like what, you know, is in the forest. And so I want to then, there we go. Sorry about that. Boa noite. Welcome. Okay, this is, how is that possible? Okay. It's pretty good. Okay, so that point, this is where that log comes in. So I'm trying to oh my. I'm going to try to see if we can improve this thing. We will see what we can do. So I'm doing here on my palette, you can see the shadow and the light of that, basically that branch. So I'm just trying to, and it goes into the shadow over here too. So, but there's, this is, I just don't understand how he, little by little. And I know it's all like, this is part of the process, but it is like, this is the part that I'm like, I don't understand, but I know that it will be worth it eventually. And like, Okay. Now I'm just trying to kind of fix the errors that I see. So that's all that's happening here. And I don't know exactly how to do that. So we're just kind of taking it one thing at a time. I don't understand why my camera keeps glitching out, and I am sorry about that. Okay, let me measure where this major tree. Okay, so this is in the right spot. It's just not the right. Okay, so we need, it's roughly correct. So now we switch over. We'll take this and kind of put it in there. Okay. That is I'm also not painting on the proper surface because I didn't have any I ran out of canvas paper when I started this. So this is actually sketch paper, and it's super smooth, so it doesn't hold the paint as well. So I'm fighting that a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, now we go up here. This is I think a major component to making this look like it works is figuring out where the lines are, where the hard lines need to be. It's figuring out what are the hard lines and figuring out the just this nuance. It is really challenging but fun. Because I don't want it to look like there's a fire coming out of that log. I don't want it to look like there's a fire underneath it. But I do want to... Where do the shadows kind of disappear? How do they? It's so subtle. And that's what he's so good at. It's like... clefts of these. It's always figuring out the balance of lights and darks, isn't it? And now everyone's so quiet tonight. But I am grateful that you have joined me. Thank you. So glad to have you. Okay. Now I think I need to work on defining these shadows. I'm just seeing what I can carve out with the shadows and what needs done after that, basically. Because there are some pretty dark shadows, like right in here. Kind of want to give the shape of these shadows, and then we can go in and refine them, because obviously these are very, very dark. It's the nuance in these shadows that I think makes the light so dramatic. Because there's these subtle variations that just make the Do you see how this is so dark, but these edges are lost, but you can tell what's there, which is pretty incredible. And then let's see what we can carve out over here. Any kind of and I'm not looking to do necessarily exactly what is here, but I want to get sort of close so that I can learn the process, and then we can do necessarily exactly what is here, but I want to get